Have you ever booked a flight, felt great about it, and then saw the price drop the very next day? Oh, it's the worst feeling. But what if there was a way to actually outsmart the system? Well, in this explainer, we're giving you the playbook to do just that. Let's get right into it. I was trying to book a trip once, found a perfect deal, but I just waited a few hours to check with a friend. And bam! When I went back, the price was $100 higher. It seriously feels like you're playing a game you can't win, right? But here's the thing. It's not about luck. The pricing might seem totally random, but there are patterns, there are strategies, and you can use them to find better deals consistently. And that's exactly what we're going to walk through step by step. So here's our game plan. First, we'll get into the right mindset to beat the booking game. Then we'll dive deep into flights, hotels, and cruises. Each has its own secrets. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with a simple playbook you can use for any trip. The biggest change you can make is right up here, in your mindset. We're going from being a hopeful guesser, the person who just clicks book and crosses their fingers, to a savvy strategist who knows how the game is played. It's not luck, it's about knowing the rules. Okay, so let's start with the biggest piece of the puzzle for most trips, the flights. Airfare can feel like it's all over the place, but trust me, there is a method to the madness. Let's break down the step-by-step guide to finding a great deal. We've got 5 key steps. First, using the right tools. Second, being flexible. Third, booking at the right time. Fourth, letting the deals come to you with alerts. And finally, thinking outside the box with your routes. Let's kick things off with the tools. Before you do anything else, you have to know what a good price even is for your trip. And that's where tools like Google Flights and Skyscanner are absolute game changers. They give you this amazing bird's eye view, searching hundreds of sites at once. Think of it as doing your homework to see what the market looks like. Now, this right here is probably the easiest and most powerful trick in the book. If you have any wiggle room in your schedule, try to fly midweek. Tuesdays and Wednesdays are almost always the cheapest days to fly. Why? Because you're avoiding the Monday and Friday business travelers and the weekend vacationers. That one little shift can save you a ton. Okay, timing is everything. Airlines have these wild algorithms, and your goal is to book when demand is kind of moderate. For domestic trips here in the US, that sweet spot is usually 1 to 3 months out. For international travel, you need to think further ahead. We're talking anywhere from 2 to 8 months out for the best prices. Look, you don't need to sit there refreshing a web page all day. Let technology do the heavy lifting for you. Set up a price alert on Google Flights or Skyscanner for that trip you're dreaming about. You'll get an email the second the price drops. It's a total stress saver. And this is where you can get really clever. So instead of just searching for a simple round trip from your usual airport, mix it up. Check if flying into a smaller, nearby airport is cheaper. And always, price out 2 separate one-way tickets. It sounds weird, but sometimes, because of how airlines price things, it's actually less than a round trip. All right. Flight is booked. Awesome. Now, where are you going to stay? Finding a great hotel deal uses a lot of the same principles we just talked about, but there are definitely a few extra tricks to know. Here's the golden rule for hotels. Never, ever book the first price you see. Use big sites like Booking.com to compare all your options, but then, and this is crucial, always go check the hotel's own website. A lot of times they'll offer special deals or perks, like free breakfast just for booking direct, because hey, they get to keep the commission. Here are a few more quick pro tips. Sign up for those free loyalty programs. They can get you instant discounts. And just like with flights, your check-in day matters. Avoiding a Friday check-in can really lower your nightly rate. Oh, and those last-minute apps, they can be awesome for a spontaneous trip, but I wouldn't rely on them during spring break or the holidays. Oh man, this one is so important. That amazing rate you see advertised, it's not always the final price. You have to watch out for those sneaky resort fees and local taxes that can add up fast. So always look at the total price. Check if breakfast is included and make sure you understand the cancellation policy before you hit book. Now let's talk about a totally different kind of trip. Cruises. Booking a cruise is a whole other ballgame. Seriously, it's got its own lingo and its own seasons for booking. Let's dive in. If you're someone who likes to plan ahead, you need to know this term, wave season. It's basically from January to March, and it's when all the cruise lines roll out their best deals for the entire year to get those early bookings. If you can book then, you'll often score the best prices and perks. But hey, what if you're not a big planner? There's a strategy for you too. Cruise ships are massive, and the one thing they hate is sailing with empty rooms. So if you can be flexible and book at the last minute, you can find some incredible deals as they scramble to fill those last few cabins. This chart says it all, really. That price you see advertised for a cruise, that is just the tip of the iceberg. As you can see, the true total cost is way higher once you add in all the extras. We're talking mandatory gratuities, port fees, drinks, Wi-Fi, excursions. It all adds up to that second, much bigger bar. So we've gone through a lot: flights, hotels, cruises. And yeah, each one has its own little quirks, but the big ideas, the core strategies, they're pretty much the same. So let's pull it all together into one simple, powerful playbook you can use for literally any trip you book. It really just boils down to these 4 things. 1, be flexible wherever you can: dates, times, airports. 2, always compare your options. 3, master the timing of when you book. And 4, use those free loyalty programs. If you just do these 4 things, you are going to save money on pretty much every trip you take. So there you go. The days of just guessing and hoping for the best are over. You now have a real system, a playbook for making smarter travel choices. So the only question left is, where are you going to go next?